Okay, 12:42. Let's resume our conversation now with the managing director for Morgan Stanley, Jim Spiro, on the markets today, focusing specifically on what we can expect in the coming days and weeks from investors and employers, given what we're hearing about potential COVID-19 vaccines. Thanks for joining us by phone, Jim.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Liz. Well, look, as you cited earlier, there's not news now on one, but there's news on two preparations that seem to be highly likely to secure authorization for a coronavirus vaccine in a matter of weeks. And I think that's given a lot of hopes for the global economy and a hope that the market could not only continue its path higher, but that the economy, which is greatly trailing the market, could bounce back pretty strongly next year. But people need to realize that obviously it could be quite a few months before any vaccine is administered to enough people to ease the lockdown measures that we're talking about. And the businesses that are suffering most, have to get through from here to there. The U.S. is in a particularly, I think, advantageous position because the two preparations we're talking about, not only have we secured a substantial number of dosages for distribution, but also they will be manufactured to a large extent here in our country. You could get a real burst of economic activity next year if some of these industries that have been hampered so much can begin to reopen, and I think you'll see that. So we're talking about largely service industries, Liz, bars, restaurants, hotels, retail, hospitality. But you got to get from here to the vaccine, and then you have to get it distributed, and then you have to get people to take it, and you have to get the comfort factor back. And that's going to take some time. So I think the glass is more half full than half empty. But it's, there's going to be a period that we're going to have to, where it's going to continue to be tough.
Okay, and they also have to balance the fact that we're getting into a situation where COVID numbers are rising again, plus the news about the vaccine. So it's a lot to be balancing there from the employer's point of view, from the investor's point of view, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think that's true, Liz. I mean, I think that employers are guardedly optimistic. They realize the equation we're looking at. And I think most of the employers that you see are really chomping at the bit are largely in the services sector. And I just cited that. I don't know if you're aware, your viewers are aware, but we've recouped about 10 million of the jobs that we lost at the nadir in March and April. But a quarter of those jobs, as we well know here in New Orleans, are in the service industry. And I think people are hopeful to begin rehiring. And I've seen some anecdotal evidence of it, but I think that we got to get from here to there. And there's really no shortcut to it, Liz. But I do think the glass is more half full than half empty. And I think people should realize that the normal path between the conception of and the distribution of a vaccine is usually 8 to 10 years.
Right.
So what's taken place here in this country is in 8 months is just enormously historical, and people should be cognizant of that, Liz.
Thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging with us.
My pleasure.
Have a good
Thanks,
day.
Liz.
Thank you.
Bye.
Just ahead, how health experts